Yeah, go.
All right, so I already did UV init. That gives us 3 files here, main.py, just where to put our Python code, py project. This is where we can define our dependencies, and then a README where you can add some documentation. So starting off, needs some core dependencies. So it already knows we want Honcho. Probably gonna want OpenAI, and then like to use this library called PyCord for creating Discord bots. So those are the main ones. Anything else you can think of?
.env.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Python.env, that lets you like load secrets in easily.
Yeah, that should do it.
Okay.
Should be able to do it.
And then getting started to build. So this is the file that UV will automatically generate. We can delete all this. And let's start with our import. So from .env import load.env. And then load.env, that loads any secrets that we have. So that's just like API keys for LLM providers, or your Honcho API key, or like your Discord bot token.
Yeah, and for this program in particular, we've already saved a few environment variables in a file called .env. So we have bot token for connecting to Discord. We have Honcho API key for connecting to our Honcho instance, which is a server that's going to store things for us and act as our backend. And then model API key, or like OpenAI API key, or whatever LLM we're going to use to actually act as our agent's like brain.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last import we need is the Discord one. Ben, can you remind me what this is?
Yeah. It's just import Discord.
Oh, it's just import Discord.
Yeah. Because after we import Discord, we'll like do some stuff with it to get a bot.
Yep. So my IntelliSense is already kind of printed it up for me, but
this is
Discord. And without cursor. So what we do here is we initialize a bot, and then all you kind of need to do is you create event handlers, which are just functions that will fire when different events trigger within Discord. So this is an onReady one, which just means once the bot is online, it will print that it's logged in. And then before we get into that, let's make our Honcho instance.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to make a little singleton client that you use. And all you have to do is specify your workspace ID. So let's just call this, stream number 1.
Stream equals true. Oh gosh.
Stream number 1. So that looks good for an onReady. Now the main other thing you need to do is handle getting messages. Those are kind of like the 2 functions you need to support when you're building a Discord bot. And then you can add extra things for like / commands, but we don't need to get into that. So again, incredible IntelliSense. So every time the Discord bot sees a message, it's going to check if it's its own message. You don't want it to reply to its own message. And then
also check, this is where you would specify whether you want your bot to like only respond to messages that it gets tagged in, or like, if the message is a DM versus if it's in a public channel. I think for the purposes of this, like, we can just leave it at that and just like have it respond to every message. But in practice, you'd want to discriminate there.
Yeah. So what we should do is save every message that's coming through.
Yeah.
So we know that it's not us, and then now what we do is we could do Honcho dot, what is it?
Well, first we should create a session. So we can.
Well, let's do that at the top.
Yeah, we can create one. So this is a design decision that we get to do as the bot writers, right? We can create a single session that would encompass everything that this bot does, or we can use like the channel ID in Discord to like specify a session. So I think on message we should probably just like make a new session based on the channel ID for Discord. And because you can like use pretty much anything as a session ID, like you should probably be able to just use like message.channel ID. I forget
Yeah,
exactly what it is. But
okay, so it's Honcho dot, I believe, get session or
just honcho.session,
Yep.
and then message.channel.id. You might have to like wrap that in like a string, or like convert that to a string, and then like you can do like session equals that, and then we have a session.
Cool. And session is just, very, very much just like a collection of messages or collections of interactions. It doesn't really make sense to just kind of have like messages by themselves. Everything is kind of in context of like who you're talking to or what's going on, right? So in this case, a session is a channel. And then now we want to save messages based on who they're coming from, right? So we can get the author by the message.author.id.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. And the main primitive in Honcho is this thing called a peer. And the idea here is a peer is a human, it's an AI, it's just something that has memory, right? And we treat everyone kind of equally. So for every single person who's sending you a message, you're gonna want a peer, but then you also want a peer to represent the AI itself, right? So we could do Honcho dot, was it create message?
You want to do peer, like first like
Okay,
do
so
like honcho.peer and then like use the author string, and that should give you a peer object. And then you can do session.add messages with list, and then like you can do peer.message, and then like message.content, if that's how you get text out of a message. I'm not sure. Yeah, Discord library is not our home territory, but
so just cast that to a string just in case. Message.content. Should we also set up any kind of like config on this, or is the default config?
So what we have now is we make a peer, we get or create a peer for the author of the message, and the default configuration for any peer in Honcho is that they have Honcho track their global representation. Honcho will observe their messages, derive facts from them, and create a representation. So that makes sense for the user in this case, which we think is probably a human or at least some entity worth keeping track of. I do think we should create an assistant object, or an assistant peer.
I think we can do that at the top level, right?
Up at the top, yeah.
Honcho.peer.
And we can like literally call this assistant.
Or we can call it like
Discord bot, whatever.
stream bot.
Yeah, that's good.
Peer names can't have spaces in them. The idea is to make them like URL safe, so it's really easy to develop with.
Yeah. So if you do like assistant equals that, we can actually pass like a config after streambot, like after the name. You can do like config equals, and then just like a dictionary. You can literally just do like a raw dictionary. It'll get converted, and it'll say observe me false. Yeah, that one. This is optional, but all this does is tell Honcho that this peer should not be observed, right?
Like you shouldn't really model the representation of the peer. This is just like a simple Discord bot. We don't need to like understand the psychology of like a simple Discord bot. So there's a couple other configuration options here. There's like observe, what is it? Others?
Observe others, yeah.
Yeah, observe others. So it's like, should this peer be modeling the psychology of other people? That defaults to true, so we're gonna keep it that way.
Yeah. So now we have an assistant peer and just like an author peer. So now like we can basically, before we add messages to session, we can like use any LLM that we want to generate a response and send it over Discord. And then when we do session.add messages, we can say like, okay, here's the peer's message and here's the assistant message.
Yep.
I mean, you can do those in any order you please, really.
So, yeah, let's create a little function for just LLM calls, right?
Yeah.
So we have our OpenAI client as well. And it already knows.
Yeah.
But let's make a custom OpenAI client.
Mm.
And all I'm doing here is I'm setting up an OpenAI client to use Ollama, which is just like a nice little, I guess, program that lets you like run language models locally. So let's double check what this. So it is 11434.
Nice.
HTTP/localhost. And I think it's /v1.
Nice.
And that's basically all it needs. So here, instead of this OpenAI client, and can you double check that this isn't like fully hallucinated?
Yeah. I mean, I have been using like .chat, .completions. Yeah.
.chat.
.completions, .create. Yeah. I think they have like a couple ways you can use it, but that's the one that I've been using. And then model, and then like messages. And here, like we probably want to pass in like here. So here we have some options as well. If we want to use Honcho to gather context, we could pass the session in, and then we could call session.getContext. We could call session.getMessages to get like the X recent messages. So yeah, I would just pass the session in here.
Yep.
And then we can.
So we can do session dot, and we have this nice function called getContext that will basically you pass in like the number of tokens your context window supports. I don't know what this is off the top of my head, but I think 8,000 is a safe number.
Yeah, that might be like, you might have to name that like max tokens. I'm not sure.
And then by default, I don't think it generates a summary, right?
By default it does.
Okay, so let's do summary false.
Yeah, let's do false for now.
And what that lets you do is like create like a summary of the conversation with some extra messages, so that you can kind of have like long-lived, forever conversations where you don't just have to like stop once the context window fills up. And then we have some nice utility functions on top of this. So once you get the messages from Honcho, you can just do to OpenAI. Yeah.
By the way, I think like if you run like UV sync or something, like you should be able to get autocomplete from the SDK, right? Like
this might be the problem with me using NeoVim for all my development.
Maybe. I just, like, I don't know, in my IDE, like, I get, like, the objects from Honcho SDK, and it, like, lets me, easily autocomplete. I don't know.
I mean, I can switch the cursor quickly.
Well, this is fine. This is working.
Okay, so to OpenAI. A lot of this is just based Pyrite, the linter we use.
Yeah, you might also, like, when you make the OpenAI client up at the top, I think you need to do, like, OpenAI.OpenAI or something, right? Because, like,
That makes sense.
I'll give you the stuff there. What else do we need?
So we've added the peer message, and now we need, like, the response from the LLM, right?
Yeah.
So you could just do response equals await LLM, and we already have the session, so we just pass that in.
Yeah.
We can basically just return. Is it just returning the?
So no, we have to do message.channel.send.
Okay.
Yeah. So before we return, we do message.channel.send response.
And
You know,
then-
if you're a Discord bot writer, one important thing to know is that the message limit in Discord, the message length limit is pretty short, 1,500 characters. So it's good to have logic around chunking your messages. If that's, you know, if you expect long responses from your LLM. Another way to do that would be to set the token limit. Are we still online? Sorry.
We're still online, I think.
Yeah, you're still on.
Cool.
I just want to show you this. Actually, the last I can just show you what's on my computer.
Oh.
So last time we were just watching the stream, which doesn't make sense.
That makes
Yes.
sense.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow, very high definition.
So is my screen sharing? How much of the stream have we lost?
No, we're still streaming.
Test stream.
Are you still screen sharing and all that kind of stuff?
Have I not been?
No, you were.
Okay. Here, let me try to exit and reshare.
Oh, yeah, I wrote it.
I just exited.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Cool.
Cool. Sorry.
No worries.
Now you can see where your images are.
That's helpful.
So, yeah.
That's helpful. Okay, so yeah, we can create the response with the LLM function, send it in Discord, and then save it in Honcho. So that's a good. That's a good
Let
loop.
me just delete this for now.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay, that should get rid of all the warnings and make it a little more readable.
Thank you, sir.
Cool. So we have a session. We get a peer for every single person who's sending a message. We add their message to the context history, or the history. We get a response based on what they're saying. So in this case, like the bot's going to respond on every single message.
Mhm.
And you can create logic to say like, create like a separate function where you pass in the message history and you ask the LLM like, do you think it's worth responding, depending on like what you're building the bot for, right? But for now, just for this, like just respond on every single message. That's fine. Message.channel.send. We add the message that the assistant or the Discord bot sent, and this just kind of loops. So everything looks good. We can give it a try.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. As long as its response is under 1,500 characters, we'll have no problem.
Okay, so I had to use the virtual environment so that we're actually using our dependencies, and then Python main.py, module name Discord. Is it not PyCord?
It's it's pi-cord.
I see.
Pi dash.
So uv add pi. Well. Pi-cord. Okay. Let's try this again. That explains why the editor was freaking out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. OpenAI expects. What's going on?
No.
Okay. OpenAI expects an API key. Since we're using Olama, we don't really need one, so we could just do API key equals test.
That's interesting. Yeah. What's our next issue?
Oh, I don't think it likes the hashtag.
Right. Alphanumerics. only.
Alphanumerics.
Yes.
Oh, I know what's going on. We never do bot.run.
Oh yeah, we do need to do bot.run,
So
don't we?
what is the bot?
It's bot.run and then around in the parens it's your bot token.
Okay.
So you need bot token from os.getenv.
Sound like you're 29 people watching.
Nice.
Cool.
Watching us debug.
Yeah. Debug in real time.
Love good
Um,
live debugging.
yeah.
Most of our jobs are live debugging.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to set the intents. This is all just
Yeah.
like Discord buttons.
So I'll just say what works for me usually is I do discord.intents.default, and then I do manually intents, and then like, you know, I kind of like do this on like multiple lines. I do like intents equals discord.intents.default, and then intents.messages equals true, intents.message_content equals true. This is like the way I've gotten it to work before.
Okay, so
Yeah.
walk me through what
I
I'm
know,
typing
I
here.
know. Yeah. So first intents equals that.
Okay, discord.intents.default.
Yeah. And then intents.messages.
Messages.
That one's also good, but yes, intents.messages equals true. And then now it's the one you just had, intents.message_content equals true. And then finally, intents.members equals true. I don't know if that one is strictly necessary for this bot, but
Yeah, and this is just setting the permissions that you're giving your bot.
Yeah.
So it needs to be able to
Yeah.
read messages. It needs to be able to read who
Yeah.
it's talking to.
and so now last, move the bot equals line down to the bottom of that block and set it to intents equals intents. Perfect.
And
Try that out.
let's see.
That should work.
Okay, cool. So I registered this as Beneath bot just as a test. And let's see, no, nothing there. Let's see if it responds. Okay, anyone here? Oh, well, I'm not sharing Discord, but
No, but we
You-
got
we
something
found an error.
back. Yeah, so we got, what is this? Validation error, session.get context. It's looking for something slightly different. It's looking for something slightly different.
I've already test server from that so long ago. I'm getting notifications of these messages.
Wow. So session.getContext, I'm pulling up the definition right now just to check. It's looking for, it's tokens, not max tokens.
makes sense.
That's all.
I'll have my IntelliSense working by the next stream. No worries.
Perfect.
Um,
But yeah, reboot that bot. Also, that's an optional, optional flag. So
so let's see if I can move this up so you guys can see this a lot more.
that's cool.
Hey. Hello.
Now we need the assistant field. Yes, sorry. when you convert your session messages to OpenAI, you have to pass in the assistant peer to tell the converter which of the peers in the session is the assistant.
Yeah, so this is actually like a good point to like highlight on. Like most LLMs expect this kind of like user assistant flow. So there's not really this like multiplayer like idea in them. But Honcho very much says like a session can have as many like peers as you want. You know, that kind of reflects more real world scenarios where you're gonna have like group chats or multi-agent kind of setups. So what this to OpenAI thing does is just kind of say like, okay, let's take your session that has however many peers and convert it into like a user assistant paradigm.
Yeah.
And to do that, it needs to know who's going to be the user and who's going to be the assistant. So in this
Exactly.
case, you would just do assistant peer.
Assistant equals assistant peer.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll that'll specify and allow us to convert between formats. We also have a to Anthropic, does the same thing.
All right, let's try this again. Hello. And once this stops.
Chat completion can't be used in await expression.
I'm using the synchronous library,
Oh.
and we don't need to await it.
Well, can we just turn LLM into a synchronous function?
Yeah, we can.
Or well, it doesn't matter. That one doesn't matter. That one matters. Yeah.
I mean, might as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and we do have a Discord starter template repo, so you don't have to do all this manually and go through this, back and forth debugging like we're doing on stream, but we kind of want to walk through everything line by line here.
Yeah.
And what's going on here is I am sending a message in Discord to see in a server that has the bot, and then
Yeah.
once it's working, I'll switch over to Discord so that we can see its responses.
Okay.
So how are we supposed to subscript this?
We need to do like, completion dot choices 0 instead of like grabbing it from a JSON object. That's just a syntax.
So response
dot choices 0 dot message dot content. Yeah.
Okay. This
I
is
think that's right.
this is the risk in taking LLM auto completions.
Yeah. this is how it goes. But yeah, we do have a template with a lot of this logic. Do some live coding. That needs to be awaited. Yeah. This is in down at the bottom when we send the message. And we're using the synchronous version of the Honcho library, so none of that needs to be awaited. But there is also an async library.
What's the way you do like the typing thing? It's like with message.typing or something.
Yeah. Async with message.channel.typing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this just makes
That's
it so in Discord you actually see the little like is typing notification.
Yeah.
And that'll help when we're showing Discord.
Yeah. Although it'll only type for a brief moment because the LLM call is outside of that, I think, right? Or is it inside that code block?
Oh, I guess we could put that. We'll
Yeah,
move that over.
Because that's the latency point here. But let's see.
Okay, I got a response.
Let's go.
All right. Let's quickly change this to, as Ben said, move the actual LLM call. Into here.
Because that'll give us the nice typing, and then now you can like show Discord on your screen if you want.
Yep. Do that.
Because we got an answer.
And Ben's also in the server, so we can
Yeah.
show you how like both of us are talking and see what happens. So
Yeah.
For some reason, Discord's not showing up in here.
Hmm.
You sent for sure, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to switch it to Discord.
Well, also good news is that I have Honcho open on my computer, and I'm looking at your messages in the session.
Okay.
So like I have the session open here.
Okay, yeah, we can
Yeah.
switch over and show that off
I
later.
could show that, yeah. I've got your user, I've got StreamBot. I could call the chat endpoint on your user
Yeah,
right now.
so send a little message. Okay, I think our faces are getting in the way here.
It's okay.
And I'm not actually running the bots.
Well, when you start the bot, that message will get piped into it.
Cool.
Usually the bot, like if it starts up after downtime, will get the messages it missed.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I think you have to tell it to like go back and get all the messages.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I think that logic is in our template though. But maybe say hello again.
So this might.
Are you trying to
Oh,
make this smaller?
it's
so
typing.
Or move us both to the right.
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna send a message to.
All right, yeah. Like if you want to move Ben to the top right corner.
Okay, cool. So it's functional. So all of these messages are getting saved in our Honcho session right now, and I'm looking at them on my computer.
Yeah, you wanna show that off?
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
this is a good thing to look at.
Yeah, so now we have a functional Discord bot. It's responding to both of us. It is seeing us as two different entities. And as these messages are being saved, it's reasoning against them to build like a much richer profile of us. Obviously, there's not a lot of information in here with us both just kind of saying hi over and over again. But, you can use this in like, education context to create like more personalized tutors, health tech contexts,
I'm
gaming, and a whole host of more. Okay, let's switch over. No, you don't do that.
Oh, whoops.
There's a video.ninja link.
Oh, sorry. I did it wrong. Oh, so this isn't doing
No, this
anything.
is just our TV.
Okay. Whoops. All right.
smaller.
Sorry, I'm
If you
disconnecting.
can accept me again.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. I have
So if you go to here, or was it? Where?
Okay, I'll just scroll up. First stream, woes. Oh, got it. Screen share with room?
Screen share with room, yeah.
Okay. Select screen to share. Entire screen. Open system settings. Allow Chrome to share entire screen. And allow that. Quit and reopen. Oh my goodness. That's really how they get you. Just bear with me a minute. But yeah, no. So what? Maybe we could talk about what you want to do with this bot next.
Yeah, so we can really take this in a lot of different places. Probably the next thing to do is add slash commands. So in Discord, you can add like custom functions that happen when you put in like slash function name. And what we probably want to do is expose what's called the dialectic endpoint, which lets you talk to the representation of the peers that Honcho is making and ask like natural language questions. That's what I was talking about earlier when I was saying like your agent could back channel with Honcho and say like, what the heck is this user talking about? So we can create a slash command for that dialectic so that you can ask Honcho about other people and it'll just respond in natural language. So what Ben's showing off here is the Honcho managed platform. So if you go to app.honcho.dev, you'll see this dashboard. And if you create a new organization, you'll get your own instance of Honcho where you can start creating workspaces, sessions, peers, whatever. So here he's looking at the session that we have. You can see all my test messages at the beginning there when it wasn't working. You can see there's a peer for the stream bot, and then there's two peers for our Discord account usernames. So one's for Ben, one's for me. And you can see the one session for the entire channel.
Yeah. So this is like the UI that we have for like manually browsing around your Honcho instance. I've got a bunch of workspaces and sessions within them, and this is the one we're using for the bot. So yeah. Should we? You
want to show off the dialectic on here, and then we can build it into the bot.
Yeah, let's
call it a stream there.
Ask which of these is
who's
which?
who.
Yeah. Well, you know what I think we should do is put something.
Put more data into there. Okay.
Can you send a message in the Discord that says something about yourself that I can then ask about? Because right now, all we've done is say hello. Doesn't really show off the power of Honcho.
Right, yeah.
I also need to figure out which of these number peers is you.
Well, I
and
sent a
which is
message
me.
that has my name in it, so
Okay,
we should be able to go.
Perfect. Okay, great. So I see that message, and I see the number associated with it. It's the 486 number. So yeah, if the deriver queue has been emptied, I should be able to query and say what is the user's name. And this is hitting the most important endpoint in Honcho, chat endpoint. And we
So there is, as Ben kind of just alluded to, like there's a queue in the background where we're processing these messages. So there is a bit of like a delay before like your representation has been fully updated.
Yeah.
So since I just sent the message, that might be the reason. for that.
Yeah, I'd want to look at the logs and debug because we did just push a huge update. But yeah, I just tried to hit the chat endpoint and it didn't go through. Let me try it again. But we might be running into that thing in the logs.
So here it's going through, gathering context on the user. There's not a huge representation right now, but
No.
you know, as you add more and more data, there's just going to be like tons of things to like parse through.
Yeah.
So here.
Yeah, we don't have the
Okay,
the
so it looks like it
message
doesn't have
yet.
my name
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it just has like the messages before that.
Gotcha.
So we need to check on the driver for this one.
No worries.
Yeah.
We do have an endpoint to check on the status of the driver. There's an update coming soon to expose that to this front end.
Yeah. Yeah, still cleaning up the new driver that we just shipped today. It's got some really nice features though. Yeah. Oh, I'm sharing my screen right now, aren't I?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, if you want to switch back to my editor, we can add the
Yeah.
dialectic.
Yeah, let's add the dialectic to the bot. I'll just stop sharing. I am going to ask it again because I imagine the message has been fully processed by now.
Cool. So the bot is running in another tab here, but I'll let Ben play with that while we add this new function. So for a slash command, it is another like .bot thing, but I believe it is just .bot // command, and then we can just say like chat, right? So.
Oh, it knows your name now.
Okay, cool.
Based on the available context, the user's name is Beneath.
You wanna share that or?
Yeah, sure. Share. Oh gosh, now it's like doing all this other stuff in the website that we use to share. Okay, there we go. I'm getting it back. Yeah, so now the driver has processed all the messages in the conversation, and I reshared my screen. I'm not sure if it's available, but yeah.
Might just need to turn it off and on again.
No, I did. I went out and into the page. Yeah, I'll try turning it off and on again, I guess.
Growing pains.
Yeah, stream one. Is that working? I just saw it change. That's so weird. All right. Well,
Well, we can show it off
let's,
in the
yeah,
in Discord, right?
Let's use it in code as opposed to the UI.
Mhm. So
Are you able to reshare?
yeah, I should be able
Okay.
to. There we go.
Nice.
Cool. So I think
Yeah.
so. Like I was showing before, you do slash command. We can name it chat, or you can name it dialectic. Maybe let's do dialectic just to be a little more explicit here. And also call the function dialectic query. So I think the first thing you do is like await ctx.defer.
Yeah.
Do you know what that does?
Not quite sure. No.
Okay.
No, that's just a thing you have to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a reason for that, but let's figure that out later.
Yeah.
So we could do, let's figure out the peer based on, okay, let's take this. So we make a peer based
Yeah.
on whoever sent the command.
That's right.
And then we get the session again for the channel. We don't want to send a message, but instead what we want to do is peer.chat.
Yeah.
And then you can pass in the session. And then is it text?
It's query.
Query.
Yeah.
And
Also, for the session, you want to do session ID.
Session ID.
That's what it's looking for here.
And then session ID.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you scroll, maybe just scroll up a little bit so people can see under my camera.
Yep.
Yeah, so this will call the dialectic endpoint, and you can like put that into a variable called response or something.
Yep.
Um,
And then we can once again do async with ctx.typing.
well, but if we do that, we should put, yeah, there you go, there you go.
One step ahead of you. Is it
Nice.
just ctx.channel.send or ctx.respond?
ctx.followup.send.
Oh, okay.
This is the esoteric secrets of the Discord library. I think the follow-up is after you defer. So you do,
Oh, okay,
you
okay.
defer and then you follow up.
It's
Makes
been
sense.
a little while since we were in Discord.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Anything else?
No, that looks pretty good. Yeah, this will let us query
Okay.
our representations.
Let's.
Oh, you know what we should do? Sorry to,
No worries.
jump back, but I just realized that this is a multi-user context. And
Oh, so we should let you.
I think we should let you target, because basically right now, like, we're always using the peer that's based on the author. So this is gonna let like Vineeth ask questions about himself in the chat, and I'll be able to ask questions about myself in terms of representation. But that's kind of, we should expand that a little bit. Let's add like an argument that lets us So you need, in the dialectic function there, after you pass context, CTX, you want to do like target as string, or member. Actually, if you do member like that, that might let you like at people in like a really convenient way. But then after that, you also need to pass query as string. These are the inputs to the slash function.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I think
Query.
you might have tabbed over your screen.
Target equals.
Oh.
Really low frame rate.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to fix the connection.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, you're good, you're good.
So, okay. So what we have here is basically we're saying like, if I do slash dialectic, the
Yeah.
peer is going to be me, and then
Yeah.
I can specify Ben as my target.
Yeah.
And then what it's going to say is, based on all of the messages that have flown through Honcho,
Yeah.
every peer is going to have their own representation of someone else,
Yeah.
or their own global representation based on all the messages they sent. So peer.chat would just like ask about myself, like Ben said, but now I can specify Ben, or Ben could specify me, and then we can talk to each other's dialectic, or talk to each other's representation if we just don't want to talk to each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like in Silicon Valley when they had the one bot so that he didn't have to like ever respond to his Slack.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one wrinkle here, right? We're doing peer.chat with target.
Mhm.
So we are saying from the author's perspective, represent the target, right? But because of how we've configured these peers in this session, we're not going to get good information.
Yeah.
Because if we want to use these targeted representations, we need to change the observation config to observe me within this session.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. For now, let's just keep it with.
I think we should do target.chat here. I think we should do peer is
Yeah, I
instead
was
of
gonna do
author.id,
yeah.
it should be target.id.
Target.id.
Yeah. And then just
then-
remove the target parameter.
Yeah.
Because this will query the global representation for that peer. And that's what we want from this command, I think.
Cool.
Let's try that
Let's
out.
try that. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what this is gonna look like in the slash command.
No, me neither. It's an
Let's-
experiment.
You know, we can learn things on stream.
Yeah, that's what I hope everybody's learning things on stream.
Okay, so actually, before I do it, you want to try to?
Sure. I should probably send some information about myself.
Well, ask about me.
Oh, okay, sure.
Alright.
So there's only 2 people learning on stream with us.
Nice. Okay, so dialectic, when I do the slash command,
Mhm.
it does give me the target option. So I'm going to target your Discord, and I'm going to say, what is the user working on?
Let's.
Okay, Vineethbot is thinking right now.
Let me see if I can beat you to it.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Wow, good
Perfect.
answer.
Okay.
Good answer.
So you can see that Ben asked the dialectic question. I can't see what his question
Yeah.
was, but based on the available information about, I guess that's my Discord user ID.
Yes.
Don't steal that. Yeah, works on identity solutions for digital agents. And above here, you know, while Ben was showing off Honcho in the web browser, I added some information saying like, I'm a member of the team of Plastic Labs, working on solving identity for the agentic world. And yeah, it has that, and you can just ask in natural language. You don't need to create like a whole new API contract for every single type of query you're gonna have. It all just works with one endpoint.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, in the naive agent implementation, right? You can still get this answer right because it happened like 5 messages ago.
Yeah.
You can always take the last 5 messages or the last 50 messages and just put them into your context window. But the really interesting thing is like when this information is, you know, deeply, you know, stuffed behind like, you know, thousands of messages, a long history, you know, we could have conversations going on for years, and the relevant information is being queried by the dialectic endpoint. So, you know, this is a bit of a contrived example, right? But in the real world, you know, conversations get very long. So it's
Yeah.
useful to prune and scope.
Yeah, and it's good to note too, like here we passed in the session ID within the code, and that just lets it pull in that like chat history. But the idea is that you're gonna have tons of different sessions with like, you know, different conversation topics spanning like however much time. And the dialectic should be able to get this right no matter where you're asking it from. It can pull in global context.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So yeah, let's just quickly review everything we went through. And I think we can call it a stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. We can expand on this in stream too.
Yep.
There's
So
more
yeah,
to say.
just needed 4 packages. .env lets us load in some secrets. Honcho is the main thing here. OpenAI is just so that we can talk to Olama, and then obviously we need a Discord package to integrate with Discord. We set up our OpenAI client to talk to Olama, we initialize our Discord bot, giving it the permission to read messages and read members. Then we set up our Honcho client. We created a workspace for this, and we set up a peer for our bot. Then we made a function that is going to, well, okay, let's move the order around just so it's easier to talk about.
Yeah, when the bot's ready, it prints that it's ready. When the bot gets a message, it pipes the message into Honcho, it responds, and then it puts its response into Honcho.
Yep, it responds by passing in the session, which will just get the context automatically with one line and just respond. So this automatically pulls in messages up to a token limit of 8,000 and then puts it into a format that's convenient for OpenAI.
Was that summary flag?
This is basically, you can either, if you just put tokens equals 8,000, what it will do is it will try to like create a summary and then put the most recent couple messages in there. If you don't want to do a summary and you just want, you know, the last XYZ messages up until 8,000 tokens, you can turn the summary off. So if we had summary on, we would have to do a little more to like pull the summary out, turn it, or would two OpenAI automatically convert that?
So the idea with 2 OpenAI would be to like take the summary and pipe it into like a user message that would have like bracket summary. Like it would basically prompt engineer that into a message.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good like segue into the fact that like this function is gonna get like quite sophisticated.
Yeah.
Basically, anytime you're writing an agent, you're gonna have some piece like this, which says like, when I call my LLM, like I want to include a context window of pre-existing data.
Yeah.
And like right now, yeah, it creates a full conversation summary plus recent messages and kind of balances those two things to give the, you know, to give the bot like a decent history of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the future this is going to get like really complex in a good way, in the sense of like there's a ton of benefits from caching, or like what do they call it at the API level, like they just call it caching.
Like in Anthropic?
Yeah,
It's just caching.
Okay, like prompt
token
caching,
or
prompt caching. Like there's gonna be like, as opposed to like calling out to Honcho at the server level, you can store stuff locally within your program. There's just a ton of efficiencies to be gained here, and it'll all happen for the end user like in one line of code. So I'm excited for that.
Yep. So yeah, you get that response by using the get context to build a history and then send it. And then we obviously have to save the message that the assistant sent. Yeah. And then lastly, we made a / command to let you make dialectic queries against other users. So you specify who you want to ask questions about, you specify what your question is, and Honcho will, behind the scenes, build up context based on what it knows about that user and respond.
Yeah, and right now that's scoped to the session level, which means in our program logic that it's the dialectic is scoped to this Discord channel. You can imagine removing that and saying, look at my conversations with this person across all of our Discord channels that we have the bot in, right? That we're keeping track of in Honcho. And then you get like a global representation of them, basically.
Well, this will still pull in global context, right? It just loads in the chat history.
I don't think so. I think this is like is very tightly scoped to only data, only facts derived from this session are going to be applied here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
See, what if I was code quickly?
if people want to find the code, let me share my browser quickly. You can go to GitHub / let me do GitHub / plastic / Discord starter template.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Discord starter.
Discord Python Discord starter.
Okay.
Or Discord Python starter, sorry. Yeah, Discord Python starter is our public template that you can write a Discord bot with.
Yep, so it
Yeah.
has a lot in the README about how to set things up.
Mhm.
There's also a command here for restart, which lets you create like a new session if you want to, completely restart the context window.
Yep.
In here, it's just bot.py. Very similarly, this is set up to use OpenRouter. So you can specify a model in your OpenRouter API key, so you can use like whatever models you want. And then very similarly, we set up our intents. We have this LLM function. We do some stuff here to like check that you're not the bot. We disable sending messages in DMs. We also make sure that the bot is mentioned here, but you can configure all of this stuff. Sending Discord messages. So a little more expanded than what we built today, a little more polished, but all the same basic features there.
Mm-hmm. We also have a Telegram Python starter that is a public template.
Yeah,
so-
maybe that's what we'll go over then in the next stream or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Cool.
Well,
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Any questions, I guess? Is there a chat? I don't know how this works. There's no chat.
All right.
All right, we'll get a chat going next time.
I think that's a good idea.
But cool, thanks for watching. See you guys soon.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Summer's in the meadow.
Our mics are still on, right?
When the valley's hushed and white with snow, 'tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when he comes and all the flowers dying, if I